The question is, how can we carry like the awareness that feels so clear when I'm sitting here listening to you into daily life?
Yeah.
It's like a bright light that it's so clear to me when I hear you speak or other speakers as well.
Yeah.
And it carries on for a while, but then I'll go into other things and then it fades into the background until it disappears.
Yeah. Well, there's two things that are happening there. There is the belief that it's something to do with you, so something to do with the character, which isn't true. And then there's also, on the other level there, or not other level, but next to that, the reason that it seems like you get it and you lose it is because seeking comes back. So the simple answer is that when you go into other areas of your life, the character comes up and believes that it's lost it, and then gets into an automatic game of looking for it in interacting with others. It can be really subtle, someone can just say to you, how's your day? And then it activates that sense of not feeling like you're enough, feeling like you've lost something, and going into automatic mode.
Yes, automatic, that's exactly right.
Yeah. And then there's also the other idea, which I mentioned first, where it's a belief that it's something to do with you, like that you perceive it. So there's not actually somebody that has it and loses it, because who would have it and lose it? It's just that something comes and something goes.
But it's like there's something that seems to change in the quality of experience.
Yeah.
In between having like a conscious sort of awareness of where everything sits, and being able to look at things in their proportion, which seems like it sometimes can be lost. I don't know.
Yeah. So the person is still claiming something, believing that it can see something. So who would be the one that notices it's more free or less free? That can only be the mind. It's not wrong that the mind does that. It doesn't necessarily mean seeking or identification. It's just the mind is like registering there's more freedom here and less freedom here. But it tips into the seeking energy of me that's got it and lost it. And who's got it and lost it? Like even in the times when you feel lost, that is a character that's feeling lost. The consciousness and the freedom is still here. But I'm not opposed to practice if you want to do practice, like a good practice to do, which helps settle things, is putting your attention into the I am, like repetitively putting your attention into the I am. Unless you've got really strong emotions, then it's better to emotionally release.
It's like it's a sort of a skill. There's a skill there, isn't there? In just sort of maintaining a certain view. It's not about whether you lose or gain. It's just sort of keeping things there.
Yeah, you could say on the human level, it learns a skill of like not getting so involved in itself. So that's like really
a skill for the human.
That's really that's really skillful, and it's really skillful to do exercises like putting your attention in the I am. But the whole time all of that's happening, there's always consciousness, there's always freedom.
Yeah. It never goes away.
No.
The experience can become like more or less, I guess it's just pleasure.
Yeah.
More or less pleasurable, more or less bearable. And
when you feel more positive emotions, generally it's because there's less seeking happening. But even in speaking like that can create that dynamic of I'm seeking now, I'm not seeking now, I've got it, I've lost it. Like those types of thoughts.
The delicious paradoxes, aren't they?
Yeah.
It's like, I found it and now I've lost it again, and now I'm happy because I had it and then I lost it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're all just like they're not pointless thoughts because they're happening, but they just don't. Yeah. They're just not They're just not the path to go. Endlessly, thoughts endlessly find new thoughts, and techniques endlessly find new techniques.
Yeah, honestly, Lisa, like you've been no end of help. Like I've listened to you for about 3 years now, but fairly regularly, and even though it's basically the same talk every week, that's exactly what I need, because you just need to hear it again and again.
Yeah.
So, and I remember like the first time, it seemed like something interesting but kind of confusing. But like I could tell there was something there, and then I sometimes like have a little binge of like quite regularly coming to listen to this message, and then I'll have like a little while where it doesn't seem to be needed, or I lose interest a bit, and just and there'll be a couple of months where I'm not doing into any sort of listen to any meetings or anything, and then come back after a while, and suddenly it seems obvious.
Yeah.
Where before it seemed like somehow confusing. Now every word you say, it's like, yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
Which is so good. Like, and it's like, but I still need the reminder. It's not like, oh yeah, it's not like a knowledge I've gained and now everything's perfect. It's just like the message comes through more quickly.
Yeah.
So if that makes sense.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. And there will have been times, even throughout your whole life, where there is a dropping away of seeking and there is an expanding back to what you are. But there might not be the knowledge of that. But what that does is there is some form of taste of it where it's like, oh yeah, I know that. That there is a sense of knowing it.
Brilliant. Thank you, Lisa.
Yeah, pleasure. Yeah, lovely speaking with you. Yeah.